Rahim. Uh, Hello to all my students. Tomorrow is the business paper, so I thought that I talk about business studies a bit, and there are certain things which I think that can be helpful for the students. Let me discuss that. They are somewhat different also. For example, how can a successful business can fail? How can a successful business fail? So there can be certain reasons for it. If you are running a business very successfully and suddenly you are, having some losses and the business starts to collapse, what can be the reasons? There can be new powerful competitors coming into the market. There can be legal changes and things are getting really difficult for you to run a business. Then there can be a technological change. It means that the method of productions are changing, and this business may not be able to cope up with these. And there can be economic changes as well. Economic changes means that maybe the interest rate is getting higher, difficult to get loans, and the taxes are increasing. All these factors can make even a successful business to fail. Okay, another important thing which I thought I should talk about is the social enterprise. And students, social enterprise basically they have social objectives. They invest their profits for the betterment of the society, and such as the Shaukat Khanam Hospital or the Indus Hospital, you can see. And then there are other businesses which support NGOs. So social enterprise basically they also directly produce goods and services, but they have their ethical ways, and they have certain social aims. So social enterprises are basically special businesses, and they have, you know, they have certain other objectives other than the profit maximization. So this question can be uh, maybe this discussion you can use somewhere in the business paper. And there are three main aims of the social enterprise. Uh, there can be three main aims of the social enterprise. For example, they have economic aims, and that aim should be basically benefiting the owner, means the profits which they are earning, whatever profits they are having. Then there can be social objectives. For example, provide they provide jobs also to the people in the community. So that is a social objective. Maybe they are selling certain things on a very low price, reasonable price, and that way they are, helping out others because it's a social enterprise. And then there are can be environmental objectives. For example, they want to carry on production with certain specific methods which will not harm the environment, for example using the techniques of recycling. And these are the three main aims of the social enterprise. Okay, another thing which I thought that especially for the GCSE O levels students, that what is the meaning of deindustrialization. Just remember a simple fact that deindustrialization itself is uh, is the slowdown in the secondary sector, manufacturing sector, and the tertiary sector may grow. And that is the reason why there will be deindustrialization take place. That uh, majority of the investors think that it is more profitable to invest in the service sector. So the industries will suffer definitely. The manufacturing activities will be very limited. So this will be known as the deindustrialization. Deindustrialization is not that good for the less developed countries, especially if you are on the process of economic growth. then uh, it should not be the case that you are a good primary producer and a good seller. Means you have a strong service sector, such as in Pakistan, manufacturing is very poor. No, countries like China, they have benefited a lot from industrialization, and deindustrialization is the opposite of it. So I thought that I should be talking about that also. Okay, when we talk about the limited liability and the unlimited liability, remember that limited liability basically is when an investor is only putting his money of investment on stake. So that is limited. Whatever you have invested in the business, it is at a stake. If there is a loss, you will lose that amount of money. But unlimited liability means that when the personal assets are also at stake, means that if you have, you know, to pay some of the creditors, then you will be having a great problem of returning money to them. They will come to your house, and in that case, you have to pay off your assets to pay them. Okay, let me see any other thing which might be useful for you people for tomorrow's exam. The public limited company. Public limited company are special companies which have which are listed companies, and they can sell their shares in the stock exchange. But this, I think, majority of you know that public limited companies are big companies and issuing shares in the stock exchange. They float their shares in the stock exchange. They have a separate legal identity. Again, they have limited liability and can attract high levels of investment through stock exchange. And then there can be some disadvantages also of public limited companies. For example, there are more legal formalities uh, required to you know make a public limited company. High cost paid to the legal consultants, lawyers, business lawyers. The corporate lawyers earn a lot, and they suggest different things to the public limited companies. And there can be a risk of takeover because you are floating your shares in the stock exchange. So who knows? Someone is getting like 51% share in your company, and you are gone. They will be the owners then. Another thing which I want to discuss, may be helpful for you, is a franchise. A franchise is a legal arrangement between two companies. So we can say that a franchise uses the name, logo, and trading system of a successful business. So there can be advantages like few chances of failure, advice and guidance provided by the franchisor, supplier or raw materials are obtained from a good quality, reliable supplier. But the disadvantages of franchises include sharing of profits with the franchisor, license fee can be very high, strict rules over pricing. You can see that these are all my handmade notes. So I thought that why not uh, give it a go and help out the students. Although there's many things which are part of the AS level, but joint venture, for example, is part of the O levels as well. So joint venture, what is a joint venture? When two or more businesses work together on a project and make a separate business division. So joint venture can be can have certain advantages for specific businesses. For example, the advantages of joint ventures includes costs and risks, especially for a new business, will be shared. You don't know a particular region, you go there, you want to invest money in there, so you take help from a local business, uh, and share their expertise, and they are going to share their expertise with you, but at some profit sharing thing. So strengths and expertise will work together. Different businesses have strengths in different countries. Very important. So it means that if a person is knowing the economy well, you want to, uh, you know, collaborate with that particular person or company or firm, make a joint venture. Although joint venture may have certain problems as well, that sometimes there can be a great disagreement between the firms which are conducting a joint venture. For example, a style of management can be different of the two firms which are doing a joint venture. In case of errors, both the parties may blame each other. Something like that. When there is Pakistani cricket team is playing, people players are coming from different regions of the country. So once they lose, what actually happens that they are going to blame each other, that because of you are we are getting this defeat. So this happens. So in a joint venture at a bigger level, firms can um, put a burden on the others of a failure. One party's failure may destroy the entire project. For example, if the one of the firm is very efficient, but the other firm is not that great. I mean, not that productive, and they have their own traditional ways. They may fail the entire project. So that can happen. That is basically another disadvantage of the joint venture. Okay, students, I have another class right now, so I will take that class if I have the energy left, and then I will do certain other topics as well. Who knows? This will help the students tomorrow in their papers. I will, of course, upload this on the YouTube so you can watch there. Thank you, students, for watching, and Zain, Arham, and also um, uh, Yahya was also there, one of my great students. Okay, Hamna was also there. Okay, I love you all. Allah Hafiz.